Hi, let's continue with our discussions about internal auditing of ISO 9001. Previously, we talked about the steps of conducting internal audit, which can be divided into 4 stages: planning audit schedule and process, conducting audit, reporting audit, and following up the NCR and OFI. At the planning stage, auditors are selected and being grouped into different auditing teams. All this will be led by a lead auditor, and then each auditing team will be allocated with certain departments and auditing scope, leading to a structure something like this. You have a lead auditor together with a number of auditing teams. For each team, there will be a team leader, while the rest it will be the auditor. Each auditing team will be assigned with certain department or certain audit scope to ensure comprehensive coverage in terms of the operation across various departments. Now that we know the structure of the auditing committee, let us look into their roles and responsibility. The lead auditor is the key person coordinating the auditing committee. He is responsible to lead the audit scheduled by Secretariat of ISO 9001, prepare the audit plan, communicate the purpose of audit to the auditee, conduct the audit exercise and prepare the audit note. Also identify the non-conformance and opportunity for improvement, assess the risk and efficacy of its mitigation plan, and prepare and submit audit report. To make it simple, lead auditor is the coordinator for the entire auditing committees. His role is at the organization level. Normally, there will be an opening meeting all the heads of the department on the first day of the auditing, and then there will be a closing meeting at the end of the auditing durations. The lead auditor will need to communicate the purpose of the audit to the auditee, especially the heads of department, in order to get their cooperations so that the auditors can do their job. And then after auditing, at the closing meeting, which is here, the lead auditor will need to inform all the department the summaries of the findings and then discuss the schedule for corrective actions. Before that, the lead auditor will need to plan the audit section in terms of the scope and emphasis. And in case of certain cross-departmental issues detected by one auditing team, which can be potential NCR or OFI, to the department that being audited by another auditing team. This is when the lead auditor helps to coordinate and communicate across different auditing teams. Normally, you will see the lead auditor walking around, offering advice and guidance to various auditing teams, while the auditing is running concurrently. Any inquiries on uncertainty, the lead auditor will have to assist the auditors, giving advice and guidance to the auditors. Due to this responsibility, the lead auditor should be somebody competent, having good experience of doing auditing, so that he can effectively guide the auditor's team. Next is the team leader. Each auditing team, there will be one team leader. His role is to manage the auditing team, conduct the audit exercise, and prepare the audit note. Identify the possible NC and OFI. NC stands for non-conformance, whereas OFI stands for opportunity for improvement. And then to assess the risk and efficacy of its mitigation plan, and also prepare list of NC and OFI based on the team's audit finding. To make it simple, the team leaders help to coordinate the entire auditing team, offering guidance to the other auditors, help to verify whether the observations identified by the other auditors, whether they are valid or not. Compared to the lead auditor is at the organization level, whereas the team leader here is at the departmental level. There will be an opening meeting with the department head, communicating the scope and objective of the audit, introducing the auditors, identifying the auditees, and gets the department head to support the entire auditing section. And then after auditing, there will be a closing meeting at the departmental level where the lead auditor will need to inform the findings as consolidated from all the auditors in the team and getting the feedback from the department. See if there is any rebuttal. Now, if everything is okay, the team leaders will bring forward those audit note, NC and OFI to the lead auditor and conclude the findings. So this team leader here also requires somebody to be well competent, especially need to offer some advice to the other auditors on how to write the NCR and OFI, and also to verify the clauses used, whether it is appropriate, and whether the observations are valid. Next, it will be the internal auditor. These are the members of the auditing team. Their roles and responsibility, it will be to assist the team leader to conduct audit exercise and to prepare audit note. Their responsibility is to identify possible NC and OFI and also assess the risk and efficacy of risk mitigation plan. So being within a team, several departments have been allocated to the team by the lead auditor to the auditing team. And then the team leader will subdivide the scope, who deals with which SOP, and then the auditors will carry out the job accordingly. Identify potential NC and OFI, cross-check with the team leaders whether they are valid, and then prepare the NCR and OFI as well as the audit note. That will be later sent to the team leader for final checking. Once everything is set, the team will conclude the finding among themselves. Then, during the closing meeting, the finding should be made known to the departments. And then after that, the auditee analyze the root cause, do the corrections, propose corrective action plan, and then whoever auditors issuing the NCR or OFI will need to approve and verify. Approve the proposed corrective action plan and verify that the action has been carried out. So that is the role and responsibility of the internal auditor. As compared to the lead auditor and the team leader, the requirement in terms of the experience is not as high. Normally, the first-time auditor, it will be the internal auditor. Those experienced auditors can be the team leader or the lead auditor. However, bare minimum, the internal auditors must go through a training on the auditors to know their scopes, responsibility, and boundaries. Another one is the auditee. Auditee refers to the persons being audited. They also have their responsibility. They are normally the staff of the department and also the process owner, meaning that they deal with that process. They need to be ready to respond in case of the request from the auditors. Normally, they need to be present during the auditing section. Their responsibility is to provide access to all the informations and documentations required during the audit exercise, and to ensure accuracy and updated informations and the documentations provided to the auditors during the audit exercise. And then once the OFI and NC are concluded, the auditee will need to analyze the root cause, do corrections, and propose corrective actions, which later is to be approved and verified by the auditors. To make it simple, the auditees will communicate closely to the auditing teams. They are the key person providing the informations and documentations during auditing. Normally, the auditees will be interviewed to seek clarifications in terms of the actual practice. The auditee will be working closely with the auditors to ensure a smooth auditing process. They also play a critical role in verifying and confirming the observations given by the auditors. Rebuttal can be made in the case that of inaccurate or invalid observation. However, this must be done during the auditing sections and should be concluded within the auditing team before to the level of the lead auditor. Once everything confirmed, only they bring forward the findings to the lead auditor to be concluded at the organization level.